This is a mentoring briefing session for students who have signed up to the Postgraduate Transition Mentoring Scheme 2022. My name is Sarah Kalar and I'm the Student Transition Officer within the mentoring team here at Aston. In this session, I'll be giving an overview of mentoring, telling you about mentoring at Aston and what we offer for students. We'll be looking at the benefits of mentoring, different mentoring roles, and how to best communicate with your mentee and mentor. And finally, we'll be looking at support available at Aston from different departments. So in terms of what is mentoring, for some of you this might be your first experience of mentoring, whilst others may have experienced mentoring before. This is a quote that I think is quite useful with helping to understand what mentoring is. So I'll just read that for you. A voluntary, mutually beneficial and purposeful relationship in which an individual gives time to support another to enable them to make changes in their life. It's also useful when thinking about mentoring to look at different mentoring theories. Here is Einstein's ladder. So this is a theory which is based around a ladder. At the top of the ladder we have telling, and this is where we're telling people what to do and what the answers are. And at the bottom it's empowering, so we're coaching them so that they learn how to get the answers themselves. We believe that mentoring should be somewhere in between, so when you're thinking about that ladder you want to be halfway up. In terms of the postgraduate transition mentoring, this is a voluntary mentoring scheme which aims to improve the learning experience of incoming postgraduate students on MSc and MA programs. So incoming students are matched with current MSc and MA students who are able to provide information, support and guidance to help new students prepare for transitioning to postgraduate study or arrival to Aston University and the UK. The mentoring starts prior to arrival and it will continue throughout the first term. Once completed, all mentors and mentees will have an opportunity to receive a certificate of participation, and you will also have the opportunity to nominate in advance of our mentoring awards that take place in the summer. We'll talk a little bit more about this shortly. So in terms of the mentoring team, we are based within the Learning and Development Centre, which supports students with all aspects of academic skills, including maths, writing support, and a range of other transferable skills. We're based in the first floor of the library, and you're able to book for appointments or come along to workshops, both in person and online. To find out more, you can give us a call or email ldc@aston.ac.uk. I also wanted to mention the Get Ahead platform. This is especially useful for new students and it's accessible via your course list in Blackboard. So this will give you the best start to university life and study. There's lots of information about the LDC and mentoring and what we do, but also lots of information about other departments at Aston and how to get ahead and get the best out of your studies and settle in. So in terms of mentoring at Aston, we support undergraduate and postgraduate students who have the opportunity to engage in mentoring activities in every stage of their learning journey. So we're pleased to support around 2,000 participants each year through mentoring. And we've also got a video which you can have a little look at in your own time. This is of students and mentors talking about their experience of being involved in mentoring at Aston. So in terms of the mentoring team, we're here to support you across all of our mentoring programs. However, each scheme is managed by an individual scheme coordinator. The best way to contact us is via our team mailbox, which is mentoring@aston.ac.uk. I'd also like to mention our social media platforms. So we have Instagram and Facebook. If you'd like to follow us, you can keep up to date with all the events and things that we have going on in the team. And you can also take a look at our website. So this will tell you more about some of the work that the LDC do and also a little bit more about the different mentoring schemes available from our team. So in terms of benefits, there's lots of benefits for both mentors and mentees. For mentors, it's a great way to support the development of an incoming postgraduate student. It gives you the opportunity to share your valuable experience and knowledge firsthand. And the whole mentoring process will also help you to demonstrate a range of personal skills and transferable skills, which will obviously make your CV look more attractive to employers. In terms of mentees, this is a great way for you to have direct access to more experienced MSc and MA students who can share their own experience and knowledge with you. You can receive practical advice, get encouragement, and get support from your mentor, and you will also be able to demonstrate communication, study, and personal skills. You may also learn new strategies for dealing with personal and academic issues, and also, as I mentioned earlier, the whole aim of the scheme is to ultimately help you transition to postgraduate study. It will help you to settle into the university. I know that some of you are coming to the UK and to Birmingham for the first time, and we really hope that this will help you settle in and ultimately succeed in your programme of study. So in terms of what the roles are for mentors and mentees, for mentors, we want you to help the mentees prepare for their arrival and settle in once they're here. We want you to share your experiences and your knowledge and give lots of useful hints and tips that helped you when you were in their position. We want you to be able to signpost to practical support. So if your mentee's got questions that you aren't able to help with, hopefully you can point them into the direction of someone who can. And we also want you to talk about your experience of being an MSc and MA student and a little bit more about your programme. It's also a chance for you to discuss any concerns that your mentee might have and to help them find solutions. For mentees, your role is to ask as many questions as possible and to take it all in. So obviously, you know that your mentors are volunteers, so you do need to be mindful that they do have other commitments and you could depend on them to have the answers for everything. But the mentoring relationship is an equal one, so you all both play a part in this, and it's just really important for you to both think about confidentiality and respecting boundaries. If any of you are unsure of your role as a mentor or mentee, whether that's when a question comes in and you're not sure what the answer is, remember that you can always come to the mentoring team for that extra guidance and support. So in terms of what mentoring is not, some of this is pretty obvious, but I thought it was quite useful just to give you a little reminder of what the mentoring isn't. So it's very likely that mentees are going to have lots of questions about a lot of these topics, things like visa and immigration, how to get a job, how to find out more about tutoring and academic study, but mentors aren't here to have the answer for everything. So it's really important that, as I mentioned before, we signpost to the right place. We do have lots of departments within the university that can help you. We have a whole department dedicated to supporting students' mental health and providing counselling. We do have the hub who provide visa and immigration advice, and also we have a careers team who can help you with thinking about a job. So we're going to be looking at these shortly, but it's just a reminder about what mentoring isn't. So in terms of communicating with your mentor or mentee, the way that you communicate is completely flexible and it really does depend on what you both feel comfortable with. So we recommend that when you first have your initial conversation, you talk about boundaries and the kind of time that you can commit to each other and how you'd like to meet each other. So the majority of the mentoring is usually e-mentoring, and that's because when most of our mentees arrive to the universities, the majority of our mentors will have finished their courses. However, if you're both based locally and you would like to meet up in person, that's absolutely fine as long as both parties are comfortable to do so. In terms of how you communicate, the good news is that many of us have moved to home working and virtual lectures. So despite the pandemic, we've become very good at adapting to a virtual world. So this means that there's loads of ways that you can stay in touch and replicate face-to-face contact. So some of the platforms that you might like to think about are Microsoft Teams, Skype. You can speak on email, You can exchange WhatsApp if you feel happy to do so, and you can also speak on the telephone. So these are all possible options. Once you have been matched, which hopefully many of you have been already, it is the responsibility of the mentor to make the first contact. We do, however, send the mentor's details to the mentees too. So if you haven't heard from your mentor already and you'd like to make the first move, then it's absolutely fine for you to do so. Please be mindful that your mentee or mentor might not be able to reply straight away. So do not expect an email instantly. However, if it's been a few weeks or you're struggling to hear back, do get in touch with the team by emailing mentoring@aston.ac.uk and we can try and help get you back on track. So in terms of common topics, there's lots of different topics that mentees might ask of their mentors, and here's just a few kind of frequently asked questions that we've come across over the last few years on the scheme that we'd like to share with you. So some of the typical topics that tend to come up are things around what the weather's like, where students can go shopping, where's the best places to eat out. Students tend to want to know what student life is like at Aston University, what Birmingham is like, and for some of you coming to the UK for the first time, what the UK is like. Students want to know more about what to expect from an MSc and MA programme, so regardless of the subject area, what it's like to be a postgraduate student. And also, students want to know about what other support is available and how to get involved in joining societies and getting involved in the student union. So hopefully this will give you an idea if you're a little bit lost and not sure what to ask about. These are the kind of topics that students tend to talk about within the mentoring. So I did mention support areas, and here's a little summary of the kind of support that we have available at Aston. I've included a link on the slide which you can look at in your own time, and this will help you to signpost to some of these areas. So I mentioned the LDC already, careers and placements, if you're interested in part-time work or thinking about work after you complete your degree, that's the right place to go to. We have a dedicated postgraduate careers consultant who can talk you through different options for yourself. We also have a counselling service. We have a visa compliance team within the hub. So the hub reception are really important and useful. They are at the heart of all the support areas at Aston. So if you're unsure about where to go, the hub is a good place to start. Again, if you look at the link on the slide, you'll have all access to the contact information and how to visit each department. So I also wanted to mention the International Buddy Scheme. Hopefully you will have all received an email about this when you registered to join in with the mentoring. So this is an opportunity for international students to meet new people, practice their spoken English and benefit from a calendar of social events. Both international students who are incoming and current home students and incoming home students can get involved. So this is a real opportunity for students all over the world and buddies from the UK to be involved in events, network with each other, and also to enjoy traditional British customs together. So in terms of the mentoring awards, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. At the end of the scheme, you will have the option to nominate for your mentee or mentor as mentee or mentor of the year if you think they've done an outstanding job, which I'm sure many of you will. This is an example for a nomination that we received last year. It was by Ibrahim, who was a postgraduate mentor, and he nominated his mentee Habib, who did actually go on to win Mentee of the Year, so that was fantastic. You can have a little look at this in your own time. Just to let you know, the mentoring awards will not be until the summer. However, if any of you nominate, we will keep your nomination on file, and then we will be in touch with you closer to the date of when we will be announcing our awards. So that's the main information that I wanted to share with you in this session. I also want to just take this opportunity to say thank you for joining the scheme this academic year. As postgraduate students, you are only here for a short time, many of you, that's roughly a year, and for you to be able to commit to the scheme is really appreciated. So we look forward to working with all of you. Don't forget to contact us if you're unsure about anything or you have any questions or need support, and make sure you follow us on social media. Thank you.